podcast platforms and the YouTube audience. So let's go ahead and get this all rolling here. And I have a lot of interesting information in addition to a great interview to talk with you about. All right, so that is going. Fantastic. And let's talk about energy and frequency. This is the Energy and Frequency podcast. We stream live every Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. Thank you everyone who's joining. Greatly appreciate you. And if you have somebody you'd like to recommend that I interview, please do so by emailing me, Ariel@geniusbiofeedback.com. I'd love to hear your suggestions, recommendations. Let me know. We'll get on it, see if we can get them to join. All right, so we're about to get everything in action here. Okay. Just want to let you know, anybody who's watching, that the Genius is a quantum biofeedback tool. That's what we do here. We teach, train about the Genius, and helps you to learn more about yourself and the world around you through testing with the voice. The voice is the main tool of evaluating what's going on. It converts the voice into a frequency and compares it to other frequencies, allows you to learn about yourself as well as balance and harmonize yourself and the world around you. You can learn more about the Genius at geniusbiofeedback.com. Now, before we get ready with our interview, I want to remind everyone we're going to give a link out because we are doing another class tomorrow, an introduction to our affirmational magic course. So this is a process and also the science behind intention. And tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the power of the human voice. So tomorrow at 12 noon, 3 Eastern is a free class. We're going to give out that link for the affirmational magic class. You can just come, hang out, see what it's all about. But did you know that your voice is a profound healing instrument and that science has begun to study the healing power of your own voice? So when we sing, when we tone certain frequencies, we release healing hormones like serotonin and dopamine. And I'm sure you've done something as simple as sing in the shower and notice how healing that is, how wonderful you feel just singing. But there are specific tones that you can sing, specific chants that you can do that will even maximize more the healing power of your own body. So the chanting tones like Om and Ah, certain tones will help you to better produce melatonin at night. And probably the cat's own meow probably is very healing or calming for a cat, right? So toning improves the body's circadian rhythm and actually encourages better sleep. And your voice has a frequency, it has a resonance that's important. And as you're toning and doing these healing sounds, you're healing your whole body and you're also healing everything around you. So it's really profound. Toning things like Om or Ah, even just saying the word Ah, we feel relief, right? So Ah, 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 Om, something just really simple. It helps to relax the nervous system and it can improve the production of oxytocin. So it's just fabulous to think that we have the power of our own human intention, our thoughts, the power of the Genius frequencies, and different frequencies have different power. We know essential oils have certain frequencies and power, but your voice is this incredible healing instrument. We don't have to buy anything. We don't have to power up anything. We just have to open up, that energy, that throat chakra, and begin to do this kind of toning. So toning and chanting may even repair injury, and it's been said to heal things we can't talk about, like the C word, right? Anecdotal stories of broken bones healing faster than can be explained through toning. Stories of shrinking, sorry, there's a little misspelling there, shrinking and spontaneous remission of serious issues like the C word, I'm talking about the C answer. And it's the voice itself carries something that is magical and amazing. My meditation teacher just once said, the greatest mystery of God is a human being. And there's so many mysterious and wonderful things about how we are made. So we can heal ourselves with these tones, and we can heal others. Here's an example of a type of toning or chanting that you've probably heard of. And you've probably heard the Buddhist monks chant Om Mani Padme Hum. And this is a very, very powerful chant that you can just start repeating. You can go on YouTube, you can look at the chanting, and it isn't a religion or anything like that. It's more just the objective effect of these divine tones. So Om is a sacred and powerful chant that brings us back to unity, back to the truth about ourselves. The Mane means compassion, love. It means the crown jewel. So there's something very powerful about that word. Padme means divine wisdom, understanding the truth and the magic within yourself. And Hum means indivisibility. We are one. We are all one. So Om Mani Padme Hum. And you'll just hear them repeat it over and over. And if you repeat that over and over and you sort of steep yourself into it, you get very calm, you get very focused, and you also come deeply into the present moment. So it has a lot of different purposes. Now we're going to give out the link. We are doing Manifestational Magic, that free class tomorrow, and it's going to be different from the one we did on Wednesday. So we're going to do some different science of things like the voice and other things. So we're going to give out that link in just a few minutes. Now, in just one moment, I want to invite up our wonderful guest, and let's talk a little bit about her. This is Mary Williams, although she prefers to be referred to as Mary Sunshine, and she has a very sunshine type of a vibration, so it's perfect for her. She's been a genius practitioner, I think, for a couple of years. She's going to correct me if not. She's currently a student at Quantum University. She's a reflexologist. She's very talented. She has a lot of wonderful intuition and understanding of the emotional effects, how emotions affect the body, and just a wonderful intuitive sense of what's going on with her clients. So she's such a great practitioner. Mary, let's bring you up here when you're ready, and go ahead and let's connect with you. So I want to welcome Mary Sunshine to the Energy and Frequency podcast. Hello, Mary. How are you?
Hi, Ariel. How are you?
Oh, let me see. That's probably my, let me just jump out of here. So let me see. This must be my sound issue. Yes, it is. Okay. Hello, hello, my dear. How are you?
Hello, hello. I'm well.
Oh, that's much better. Oh, good. So, Mary Sunshine, tell us a little bit. I'm gonna fix the screen up here in a second here. So let's just be the two of us for a moment. Tell us a little bit about your background. First of all, how did you come to even be interested in healing? Let's start there.
Well, my family has a long line history of addiction. And actually growing up.
Was it your parents, or how did it all start out?
My mother, a couple of my siblings, and other members through the line. So, and I grew up in some chaos. Let's just say that.
We all understand that. Many of us understand that. Yeah. And you obviously wanted to not have that be true, something that would happen for you. So you wanted to break that cycle, it sounds like.
Yes, that is my aspiration, to break that cycle. When I was younger, my mother used to tell me, why do you keep asking me? And I would ask her all the time, Mom, why is it so hard for people to show love and so easy for people to show hatred? I really didn't understand it, so she used to tell me, when you grow up, you should be a doctor.
She would say that?
Yeah.
And yeah. I think she meant not only a doctor, but that you understood the human psyche. You understood humans at a level, and you probably were so young, but such an old soul and carrying so much wisdom that she recognized in you.
Yes, been very empathic from a very young age. I really didn't understand it until my late teens. It was very difficult before then, because I didn't understand what I was feeling, because I would be fine. And the next minute I would feel a different emotion and I would be like, this isn't mine. And, you realize the person standing next to you or your girlfriend, eighth graders, and someone's upset, and I could feel the emotions. If friends got hurt physically, I could feel the pain. So yeah.
Okay, I think Adina said the sound is weird. That might have been when I started. Can everybody give me just a quick sound check? Your sound is fine, Mary, and let me know if the sound is okay. It might be my microphone. Can you hear me okay? Mary, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. All right. Yes. So I'm sorry to interrupt you. Please continue. This is absolutely fascinating, and I appreciate you sharing this with us.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Well, very, very young age, I've always wanted to help others, wanted to be a part of healing, wanted to, if someone was hurting, I had this very strong, compelling need to, what can I do to help you? Even if
Wonderful.
it's sit there with you.
Wonderful. So then from there, what was the next step when you were in your 20s, your 30s? Did you go to massage school? What was the next step for you?
I actually did not. I raised 5 sons.
So. Okay. You can be very much a healer in that process though.
Yeah, I was a stay-at-home mom, so very grateful for that. And I had my last 2 were twin sons, and my oldest had some issues and he needed some help. My twins, when they were born, they were 3.5 pounds and 3 pounds. And my son Carmen had 4 holes in his heart.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
4 holes.
Yeah.
In his heart. Was it something congenital, something he was born with?
Yes, he was born with it. And 3 of them were, they were born early. So 3 of them were between the chambers. And that happens even on an infant that's born on time. And it will close. And it did, those 3 did close pretty soon. The other one didn't, took a while, but I just had that faith and went forward. There was a lot. 3 months after they were born, I came down with bacterial spinal meningitis.
Wow. You've been through so much physical challenges and mental, emotional challenges. I think over the course of raising your family, that you really evolved spiritually in so many ways.
Yes.
But at some point, you're maybe when your children were grown, what was the juncture where you decided, you know what, I need to start this career? It's really a burning passion of mine.
So my sons were all in school, and I had a best friend. Her name is Mary also. And she owned a float spa in upstate New York. That's where I'm originally from. Yeah. So she would tell me, you've got to do something. You shake my hand, you hug me, people walk in the spa and you're shaking their hand and they're going, wow, there's something about your touch. She's like, you need to do facials or massage or, and the thought of doing a full body massage for me was not something I wanted to do, and not even facials. And it just so happened that my cousin by marriage is a reflexologist, and she was teaching a class that next month. And never did it cross my mind before that month to go into reflexology.
That's amazing.
Massaging people's feet,
but it's not just really foot massage. It's really so much more. It's actually really medicinal and really healing, because you can open up energies in the entire body by going to the reflexological connections that are in the foot.
Yes.
Yes. So that's profound. It's not just, being a foot massage person. It's really making a difference. What did you learn when you started to be able to sense with your with your hands, the different blockages that people had?
So actually, Lynn, my instructor, had a lot more faith in me at that time than I did. I was a little nervous. And we went through our course and we had to do our clinicals. And she put me with some really tough cases. Well, then we had to choose so many people to work on for 3 hours to finish our clinicals. So my friend Mary, and I have permission to talk about this. So her mother came to me and I went over her spinal reflex. And not only did I have some intuition about that, but she jumped.
Wow.
And usually during reflexology, if you continue to go over that reflex gently, of course, because it's never supposed to hurt. So it usually will go away, the sensitivity. Well, it got worse for her.
Wow.
And I just had this overwhelming feeling of, I need to talk to her family. And I went to my friend Mary and I said, she really needs to go to the doctor and just have some things checked out. And Mary said to me, I know you're not supposed to say anything or do anything, but tell me something. And I said, I just want you to have her spine checked out, lumbar. I would say 4 and 5. And within a week and a half, they found out she had spinal cancer.
Oh, that's so devastating.
And it was over 2, 3, 4, and 5.
So it's incredibly diagnostic, just in terms of, wouldn't say diagnosis, but in terms of its accuracy of, you gain more sensitivity in your fingers and your hands, and you can really feel those different ropiness. And it's so amazing. The body is holographic. And it holds all the different organs in the hands, in the feet, even the colon has reflex points on it. And you, as you mentioned today in the Miracles Hour, in the face.
Yes.
It's like spirit gives us so many opportunities to heal ourselves.
Yes, ears. Babies rub their ears.
That's right.
Because that's the brain and jaw reflex, along with your eyes and nose, sinuses.
What are you saying that they're grabbing onto?
They're grabbing their earlobes because when they're going through, more like toddlers, when they're going through the teething, infant to toddler, and they just automatically know to grab their ears, because when you massage the earlobes, it's the brain reflex. When you massage the brain reflex, it instantly produces in your brain the endorphins.
Amazing. Amazing. So how many years have you practiced reflexology for?
Since 2011.
So we're going on 11 years then. And then what was were you, when you sort of intersected maybe with Jacques, your friend there in Tyler, did he, was that you were still doing reflexology? Were you doing other things? What was it about the genius that really drew you in?
Well, doing reflexology only in my business was not going to make me a living, so I had added a few other modalities, but I had biofeedback a few years before, and I feel, saved my bladder.
Wow.
They were going to remove my bladder. And I actually ended up at Cleveland Clinic, and I was a teaching case for them because they hadn't had this before. And the biofeedback really helped, where, once I did have the surgery, I was not getting better from infections.
Right.
And of course, I also had to look within and see what I might have been frustrated or teed off about.
Right. They say,
bladder representing being.
Right.
So I did that as well. But then I also went to a biofeedback practitioner, which Mary suggested, because I wasn't able to get rid of the infections. And by now I was allergic to 8 different antibiotics.
So it was like a quantum biofeedback. It was like one of the big machines.
It was one of the big machines. So fast forward, I had 3 sessions with her, and I have not had one infection since. Okay. So when I was looking at something to add to my business, I said, it's got to be the biofeedback. And I was actually going to take out a loan for one of those big bulky machines that you don't ever get the upgrades and so on. And I talked to Jacques about it during a massage. And he said, Mary, you have to call a woman named Ariel. So he said, he gave me your website and he said, check it out. And I checked it out. And, you know, I'm pretty sure I bought within 24 hours. I didn't even have a demo. I just said, Ariel, I want this. I don't know if you remember.
I think that's right. I recall that as well. I remember you being very, happy that you had gotten it in the libraries and the training and things like that, that you were really kind of just super blown away and excited about the potential of what you could do.
Yes. And it's been amazing for my business. It's going to help me build my business. Reflexology, I can only go so far. I can only do so many physical reflexology sessions in one day.
Yes, of course. That is a great adjunct because it allows your body to rest and get other answers. And yes, it's a nice combination. And it sounds like it's been working for you.
Yes, it has been. When I purchased this, you may remember, I had also just become an emotion code practitioner.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. You actually gifted me the emotion code because I asked you if you had them and you said, no, but we could. And then after you made them, you so graciously, thank you again, gifted me that panel and the libraries. And it's been amazing for me because for my emotion code clients, when I'm testing them, it's not only confirmation for me, but then when I run the biofeedback to look over what comes up and 9 out of 10 come up, I'm like, yay.
That's amazing.
Confirmation, it makes them feel better. Then they have the choice of, do they want to use the biofeedback as well? So it kind of opens doors.
Tell us about the emotion code. Tell us why it's so powerful and what it reveals about people.
So Dr. Bradley Nelson developed the emotion code. And in our training, he talked about being woke up at 3 a.m. and God telling him, you need to develop this, I'm giving it all to you. And anybody can learn the emotion code.
Right.
I got the certification because I owned a business. So everybody can do it themselves, buy his book. And
what's the essence of the code? Can you give us the elevator speech of what he's imparting or giving to people to help them to heal their emotional wounds?
Yes, it's using kinesiology to muscle test and find the trapped emotion. And it's subconscious, right? Because here's our consciousness and our subconscious is down underneath the water there. And that's what controls us, right? So,
and he makes a connection to the body though. That's right.
To the body as far as any physical ailments, to the body as far as pain, especially chronic pain, to the body, even as far as your gait and how a trapped emotion can affect how you walk, which then again is going to affect you even more physically.
He was a chiropractor, right?
Yes.
Or he is a chiropractor. So is there anything interesting about observing someone's gait that would give away if they had some type of an emotional block or issue?
Yes, I have found a lot of times, if someone's coming to me for emotion code, I'll guide them and say, here, come on this way. And I'll have them walk in front of me. That way I can watch them walk. And
what is it about the nature of, do they walk with,
if they have a limp, if their shoulders are a little bit, they don't look so even.
Right.
A limp, a slower walk, even like a very, very, very slow skipping, if that makes sense. A limp can cause that too, but I've kind of been able to watch people over the past 3-4 years.
What would be the translation? Is it what would be give us an example of what emotion or blockage would be indicated by, going to one side, the listing, things like that?
Hips or knees or going to one side, left or right. Left is emotional It's the feminine energy, right? Is the burden side. It's the male energy. So if they're kind of leaning towards the left, there might be some kind of blockage or some kind of issue with a male energy. You know, I have recognized with people who come to me when they're grieving, when they've recently lost a loved one, you know, grief runs through your body physically. So I can usually tell with that too. And intuitively, I can tell too. I'll ask, have you lost someone recently? Knees are about moving forward. Hips are about making major decisions. And sometimes people walk in and, like myself, when my mother passed, I was the one that took care of her the last 25 years. I had to decide what to do for everything.
Oh my gosh, that's a huge burden.
Yeah, my siblings did come to me and they did come and help me, but that initial, you know, that initial shock and having to decide what to do was hard.
Very hard. What is a case that you could think of, having worked with the genius, that really, you know, stands out for you, where you really feel like you assisted someone?
As far as in my practice?
Yes, in your practice, or even for yourself or family, any of those things, just so we can understand sort of your journey with the genius.
So for myself, when I first purchased the genius, I went on one of your Monday afternoon teaching classes, and you picked me and scanned me, and Lyme came up. And I know that Lyme comes up a lot anyways, but I was diagnosed with Lyme at 17.
Wow.
And through that time with you, it showed me where I was dealing with a lot of infections from Lyme. I also played hockey, you know, as a teenager, and I had a few concussions. I was hit by a car when I was 4. When I was 5, I fell out of a 2-story window.
You have such a history with the injuries. How many times have you had, you know, blessings and light around you, but how many times have you had an injury to the head?
Right up until I was 35, when I had the bacterial spinal meningitis, 10.
Oh my Lord.
10.
Oh my gosh. So you've had to overcome so many things in your personal and family life. You're amazing, Mary. That's incredible.
Thank you. I have a lot of faith.
Yeah, faith has carried you through.
Positivity and the belief that I can heal. And I did that when I was 19. I was paralyzed from my waist down.
That's incredible. Oh my gosh.
But I was able to use the genius after I purchased it from you to work on the brain. And I still continue to this day, you know, for the cognitive and the traumatic brain injuries, you know, whatever I can do, the co-infections for the Lyme. And, you know, when I moved to Texas in 2014, I had left a long-time marriage, 27, almost 20, well, actually almost 29 years. My 5 sons, one was in a rehab, one was in college, one was working. The other 2 were in their 8th grade year.
Wow.
And
wow.
I moved to Texas and started my own business.
That's incredible.
And I've learned a lot. I could probably teach a class on don't do this, do this, you know.
You probably could.
I'm still learning. So this really helped me to be able to do all hats in my business, because
That's
I was
amazing.
struggling. I was struggling when I came to you.
Since that time, when you're working with clients, do you tell us a little bit about that process? Does it help you to understand them at a deeper level, physically, emotionally? How does the information on the genius help you to understand them?
You know, most of my clients come to me for emotions.
Emotional healing.
That's not their intention at first. If they're coming for reflexology, I've had a lot of clients pour their heart out and say, I've never told anybody this. I don't understand why, you know, and I'm obviously make them feel safe, and I am bound by HIPAA. So I do not discuss anything that is not giving
Of course.
permission.
Of course.
But when I use the genius, when they come in and we do any kind of work, emotional work, or even reflexology, cupping, any of that, it really helps to understand them on the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual level. And that's all four parts of us, right? So when we can look at us as a whole, like you do, being a naturopathic doctor, then you know that you can help them in a deeper way.
And I think that the genius gives you so much information, often allows people to feel deeply understood. And people really have a genuine need to feel understood by, by people. So, and that can be deeply healing for them.
Yes. Yes. And they need to, we as human beings, we need to know that we're being heard.
Yes.
And understood. A lot of times that doesn't happen if we've had childhood trauma or even young adult trauma, any kind of trauma. If you feel that you're unheard or you can't speak, then that causes a block right there. But
Absolutely.
when you can sit and connect with somebody, look them in the eye and say, I'm just here to hold space and listen.
Exactly. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it opens those doors for healing.
Now, is it addiction something that you specialize in, or do people come to you to talk about, like, Mary, I really need help with this issue, or family addiction or anything like that?
Initially, they don't, but through conversations, many families are riddled with addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And all kinds of addiction. It doesn't have to be just drug addiction.
Mm-hmm.
It can be work addiction. It can be shopping addiction. It can be sex. It can be ignoring what's happening in the family dynamic, because it's hard for them to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be any addiction whatsoever. Addiction is my specialty, as far as if I have a client who comes to me and says, I've been given this medication due to a number of things, whether it be surgery, whether it be chronic pain, and I feel like it's not taking me anywhere and I want to get off of it. And I wonder if you can offer anything else, because I've kind of gone everywhere else to figure out what to do. So now I'm turning to this. And I kind of help them. The biofeedback has really made a huge difference.
Why does the biofeedback make a difference when you're working with such a client?
Well, for one, I've had several people say, "Oh, that's a lie detector test."
It's a truth teller. It's really a truth teller.
It's a truth teller. So they're able to look at things that come up, whether it be affirmations, whether it be, the cellular memory, the ancestral libraries, a few of them, the bliss of union libraries. If they come up and they read what comes up within that library, they're blown away.
What do you think it is at a deep level that causes someone to go into an addiction?
Well, mental illness, for one, and mental illness is so broad. And I don't, it's kind of hard to explain because it's so broad. You could have a child who had failure to thrive syndrome. You can have a child who had, like my family and my son's father's family had a history of addiction.
Do you think that is a genetic, biochemical, brain chemistry issue?
I think that is passed down ancestral by the sins of the father. I do believe
but the way that it expresses itself.
Yes.
I mean, part of it is like the social, like if you have somebody who drinks, if it's alcohol, then everybody sees that person drinking every night. So that's a sort of a social cultural thing that people just take in through osmosis.
Yes.
But I've always thought a lot of my studies around addiction are that the brain is desperately trying to medicate itself. and it's trying to find the different brain chemicals through the different addictive substances or activities. And so that's a lot of like with the libraries that I created to try to address some of the brain issues that might be going on. Do you feel that that's part of it, or you feel it's a spiritual issue? What is your intuition?
Yeah, I think that's a part of it too. And, depression. My family has been riddled with depression as well.
But that's okay. It could be a brain chemistry issue.
Yes. And depression will cause you to look for those endorphins. What's going to make me feel better, whether it be the food or the drugs. And different drugs, Oxycontin is a form of heroin. It's just synthetic.
Well, that's going to be like somebody who's really trying to get that something in their life or in their brain chemistry naturally, they can't really get the dopamine. And it's like that desperation for the dopamine. But I don't look at it as so much as a moral issue as sort of like a brain chemical imbalance issue. What do you think really takes people through their addiction into a place of transformation? And this could just be free thinking, your thoughts. What do you think it is that ultimately, because some people succeed at overcoming their addiction and some people don't? What do you think are the key things that really help people?
Number one, your thoughts. Number one, the way you think.
Yeah, there's a lot of patterns for addicts, like thinking all or nothing or catastrophizing. Some of those are in those addiction libraries, but yeah, we know that there's a pattern of thinking, which it's hard to sometimes figure out which came first, because your thinking could affect your brain chemistry, and imbalances in your brain chemistry could affect your thinking.
Yes. So we do that with the thinking, but then also food. What we put into our bodies makes a difference in our brain. So I've found that changing the food, changing the diet really, really helps them to then take on the aspect of the thinking. Once they clear up their diet, they can then think clearer.
That's great.
And then they can turn around and change their thinking and understand that thinking, and working through forgiveness. And like I said, ancestral.
That's very good.
There's sometimes, the dilution of ancestral, like say anger. You have great, great, great grandfather who's grumpy. And then you have great, great grandfather who's really, really crabby. And then you have great grandfather who's really even more crabby. And then the father who kind of flies up the handle at the drop of a hat. And, and then you have the child who is one of those children in school who's always in trouble because he's popping off and he's angry, and people say, oh, that's an angry child. And then their child,
you see it as being passed down through the ancestral line, a lot of it.
And it gets stronger.
And some of your work with the genius is to break that ancestral connection. I know that you're also attending Quantum University. So congratulations on that. And why is that important to you? What are the elements that you're adding to your practice that are essential and important to you through your studies at Quantum University?
Well, I just feel like going through Quantum University and then eventually getting my PhD, I'm going to be able to help people more the way I want to, mentally, physically, and spiritually.
That's beautiful. So, and what do you see as the ultimate expression of your practice? How would you like it to be?
The connection that you have with people and making a difference. It's not what you take with you, it's what you leave behind.
That's beautiful. You've been through so much, you have so much wisdom through your own journey. So while we're here, we've got a number of people on the live today who would like a scan and have Mary's perspective, her intuition, her downloads, maybe about your own transformation. So if you'd like to volunteer, you can put your date of birth in the chat and we'll invite you right up here and begin to work, and you'll have the wonderful benefit of Mary working with you today. And she's a very talented practitioner. While people are thinking about, now don't be shy, anybody wants to volunteer and see Mary's approach, please do so by putting your name. Anyone can put their date of birth, into the chat area, and give Mary give her an opportunity to work with you. But Mary, where can people get in touch with you to work with you if they want to do that?
So I can type it in there as well. My website is www.marysreflexology.com, and it is being edited right now. So
you might have to do Mary's Genius Biofeedback or marysbiofeedbackpractice.com, something like that.
Thinking about that. I'm thinking about adding another one, like transitioning, because people here in Tyler for the last 8 years know me through Mary's Reflexology. But I thought if I start getting out there, letting everybody know I'm back, because I was away for about a year,
right,
and then transition to the biofeedback website. Also, my email is mrthbiz as in zebra @gmail.com.
So yeah, put that into the chat. So I guess I'll just ask one more time and then we'll just continue our conversation. Would anybody like a scan, have Mary give her perspective, and like us to work on you for the last sort of 15 minutes of our podcast? We'll wait to see if there's anyone. Even Adina, you're welcome to receive some love and frequencies.
Oh,
okay.
Jack.
Yeah. So Adina, let's work on her because she's been so generous with her time and giving to other people. I bet she hasn't had somebody work on her in a while. So Adina, we're going to re-invite you up here as well. And we're going to give you some love and give you some energy here as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to bring the genius up as well. Adina, just give me one moment to sort of get my stuff together here and we'll bring you up. So what are some of the first things that you test with people when you're testing someone?
I actually start off with the aura.
You start off with the aura. Okay,
Yes.
We'll start off with that in a moment.
I start off with that right away so I can show him that. And then as we go through and do the scan and then play the frequencies, we can keep going back to see the difference. And I find that, people like that visual. They want to see what's going on.
Exactly.
Hi, Adina.
Hi, the Three Musketeers again.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm so excited that we get to work on you today, Adina. Give you some love and some energy.
Oh, yes.
How wonderful. Okay, so just give me a moment. I'm just getting the reflector up here. So you start with the aura. Well, we'll just get started here. Let me just see if I can get this rolling.
And real quick, Ariel, I just want to say hi to my friend Mary Silver of 30 some years. She is the one that I worked on her mom, and her family was able to spend some more quality time with her mother before she passed. Oh. And I want to let Mary know I love you and I love your mama and I miss her.
That's beautiful. That was perfect timing too. That was great. We're sending her blessings as well. Thank you. Thanks to her for joining today. Okay, Adina. What should we work on for you today? Should we just do a general tune-up for you? What should we focus on?
Being so emotional, working with a lot of emotion stuff since childhood, and been trying to clear it and been looking for, working on the genius.
We're getting a little bit of feedback, so I think we have two microphones on you open somehow. Let me just see if I can.
Me. I have you on my phone and my
okay.
computer.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. So now it's fine now.
Okay.
Please keep going.
And for some reason my hormones are being crazy. You see my chart. Since that day I've been working on a lot of stuff, but I cannot control eating my nails.
Those are good things to work on for you. We'll work on some hormones and some neurotransmitters, some brain chemistry for you.
Yes. And
okay, perfect. Yeah.
A lot of stuff, and I can control to think.
Your mind is always very active.
Yes. And
okay.
Every time I run the genius, I'm blessed. When I don't use it because I'm too busy, I get
You're helping
cold,
other people.
I get sick. Yeah.
All right, very good. So let's go ahead and record your voice. So I'm going to count you down. I'll start recording in 3, 2, 1. I'm recording.
Adina Perales Magallón. A-E-I-O-U. A-E-I-O-U. Quiero sanidad, bendición, olvidar, perdonar, amar mi cuerpo.
Did you say something like, I want to learn more about something? What was the translation
love
there?
And take care and forgive and everything that has to be with my body.
For your body. That was beautiful.
I want to say emotion and stuff, but time cut me off.
Say that again.
I want to say more stuff, but the time.
The timer. You know that the timer is going to go off. Quick smile. I think we got it perfect. All right. So that's great. We got it recorded. Wonderful.
Adina, I wanted to let you know that there's a lot of that going on right now as far as things from our past coming up. Just like the earth is releasing and healing, Mother Earth has to release and heal as well. And she's taken on a lot over the past few thousand million years. We're as a soul family right now, a lot of people are having things come up where they're coming to me and they're saying, Mary, I thought I healed this 20 years ago. And it's coming up. If anything else needs to be healed, it just needs to be recognized. Thank you for the lesson you taught me, and then release it.
And so it is. Blessings. And we often think we're just going to complete something and be done with it. But somebody once explained to me the most wonderful analogy is that it's like a labyrinth. We walk around the labyrinth and we're constantly moving out. So we're making progress, but we're also going in this cycle, moving out and then moving back and moving out and moving back. And life is more like that than it's just linear that, we just handle it and it's done. That's not really realistic. And we can be compassionate and kind to ourselves if we circle back and re-explore the same issue. Now, Mary, what is your sense of the beautiful aura here? Any ideas?
Well, it looks like she's kind of depleted of energy.
I agree with you.
Her mind is going a mile a minute here. There's some digestive stuff here. Maybe Adina, you just ate, or maybe you've been having some digestive things going on.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. So we got that screenshot. So Mary, where should we go next?
Aura first.
We just did the aura.
I'm sorry. The biofield.
Okay.
I usually start off with the biofield because
yes, that's fine.
As a practitioner, Ariel, I do, I add all of what's in the biofield into their whole tray.
Okay, yeah, let's do that then. And why do you feel that that's important?
Especially when we're working with the energy field, the frequencies, your energy field, if there's a lot of stagnant energy, that's going to cause an issue with your body anyway. So I like to make sure that is always added.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's interesting when you look at the meridians, if you compare this to different patterns that we often see when we do the classes, we see this reversed. We see very little red, especially as people age and so forth, and they're very adrenally depleted. And we see no red and all blue, showing the depletion. What I sense from this is that, boy, oh boy, Adina, you have a strong constitution. And you can just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing through. And the red shows us, your body's on high alert. You're actively pushing through, but still at this point, you've been able to really keep up with things and keep pushing because you haven't gone into the depletion state. Does any of that ring true for you?
Yeah. Plus, I'm a karate teacher. Imagine I can hold pain.
Yeah. Also, Adina, as I look at this, I also see, the liver, the bladder, the kidney, even though it's in yellow, it's at 650. Spleen. When I look at those four metaphysically, the energetic way, bladder is about being teed off, and liver has anger and spleen, blood boiling, and kidney fear. So if things are coming up from your childhood that gave you fear and in turn gave you anger and you couldn't express it or anything like that, it's a buildup. Which, by the way, I would.
She also seems to be, I think also her nature is very fiery. So, you know,
Yes.
everything could be your burden, everything could be your gift. Like that may be the thing that eggs her on, that stirs her, is that passion, that fire. And sometimes it gets a little bit out of balance, but we could bring it back into balance and make it work for her instead of against her.
Right.
Yeah, but it's you know, not able to express myself and talk about it in, you know, many years. And now for some reason, I don't know, it's my menopause or what, but it's like I'm like a volcano. And because I'm
Okay.
strong, I'm being holding so much, and I feel that I'm gonna bloom, you know.
You're expressing yourself very well. And interestingly enough, that's exactly what Mary is referring to. So it looks like you're spot on, Mary.
Yes. And Adina, we just need to talk because, you know, I recently did that myself.
I will, Mamita, I will.
Yes, honey, call me.
All right. So what else? We've gone through all the different biofield libraries or panels. What should we do next?
And then I go through the rest that are in red and blue.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So we've got some chemical sensitivity.
Mhm.
And do you have to, you're in California?
Yes, allergies. Ugh.
Yeah.
But also you have to pump your own gas. You know, it's funny, in Oregon, we're one of the last states where they pump your gas for you.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
but it's terrible for the gas station attendant, great for the person in the car because we don't have to smell the gas fumes and so forth. But for some reason, gasoline is coming up pretty high.
Yeah, I was pumping gas this morning.
Yeah, so there you go then. All right. And then minerals. So we've got sulfate, calcium, lithium, molybdenum, manganese, selenium. So sulfate is related to sulfur, and that's usually about detoxification. So glutathione sulfate, and also about joints. So sulfur in the different joints to make them healthy. And it's also, sulfur is good for hair, skin, and nails.
Okay.
And then calcium, that could be bones, but calcium is also good for the heart. It's an important mineral for the heart. Lithium orotate is good for calming the mind down. And it's very good for brain function. So that might be coming up for that. You said your mind was kind of going. And molybdenum sometimes comes in when we're dealing with a candida issue. Other than that, I'm not sure. And these are kind of minor minerals, but selenium is really good for the immune system. And manganese, I was just reading about today, but I can't remember all the details, but it's sort of one of those more minor minerals. I just want to mention chlorine is always interesting. I'm not always sure. Adina, do you use a shower filter that removes the chlorine from the water?
We used to have one, but when my husband repaired the tub,
Yeah.
he take it out, and now
Yeah.
I'm like, put me the filter, but you know.
Yeah. So this
here,
actually
over
could
there.
mean that it could be chlorine from the water. And then another way that it might be interpreted is hydrochloric acid. So it may be, you may be low in hydrochloric acid in your gut. And then we have iron, silica, which is hair, skin, and nails, and then iodine. There's, what I'm seeing is like just a lot of minerals. It might be a good idea to do maybe a couple of days or of juicing, or start to incorporate some fresh vegetable juice into your plan. Maybe just one glass of juice a day for, 4 to 6 weeks or something.
I will do that.
Yeah, because I think the minerals, we definitely see a preponderance of sort of calling out for those minerals. And she said she does all of the reds and
How about
blues.
today's stress?
Oh, today's stress. Let's do that one. And then so emotional. She said she was emotional in the beginning, right?
Uh-huh.
And environmental. She also mentioned that. There's the fungus, which is about we mentioned the molybdenum comes in if there's like a candida infection. And degeneration is usually something that tells us we're kind of burning the candle at both ends, and we need to put some of the energy back. And we must have picked up on that, Adina, today, because we wanted to send you some wonderful frequencies today.
Yeah. And
Well, let's
neural remedy would be good for you as well to make for yourself. Saying my mind is at peace and ease.
that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
You come up with some affirmations for her that you feel that the best affirmations for her are around calming,
yes,
and being at ease. So now, Mary, what do you said a little bit about, you already said actually a lot. Fill in a little bit more, like tell us, you're based on your intuition, what can Adina best do for herself to gain more balance?
I would suggest the neural remedy, and I would also suggest running those meridians, Adina, by themselves. Send it to your QuantiCap or just run it by themselves. Anything that's in red or blue, anything that's above the 600 or below the 200. And I also go in and look into the meridians and see which one, because you can also touch each one of the meridians. Kind of a pressure, acupressure.
Okay, I like those.
Last night I did that last night, and my husband gave me the towel because he says, "You're not been sleeping. What's going on?" And sometimes, I feel bad to talk to him and telling, "Oh, I'm thinking this and then," And but I did, and I have like 270 between red and blues.
Yeah, so I would run your own meridian panel, there's a lot of other libraries I can suggest for you, but I would work with those meridians. Those are your energy fields that help everything flow for your hormones and your organs. You have many hormone producing organs, and when the meridians are blocked, you can't get that energy flow.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's good. It's really underlines the importance of, how powerful you could do a whole session and pretty much just work with the meridians. That could be your whole practice, and diving into the deeper meaning of the meridians and actually the points. Now, I want to point out some wonderful things. Now, the thing about the affirmation libraries, like the supercharged affirmations, you guys who are still with us here, is that they actually tell the whole story of the person, or a significant part of sort of what they're working on, either consciously or subconsciously. So let's look at a few of these, Adina. My DNA evolves at this moment to give me the most positive experience of life and reversing the aging process. Mm-hmm. All parts of my being on this plane and others line up now for my greatest happiness, freedom, and success. So there's like a common theme there. My DNA is completely healed, refreshed, and renewed on every level. It's like we sent your DNA on a vacation, came back all renewed and refreshed. Then going down to the bottom here, I am moving forward. I am now ready, I would say, for the optimal experience in your current relationship. I am now one with the most happy life the cosmic law will allow for me at this time. Life is supporting me and helping me on every level. I'm being guided towards the best time of my life. What do you think about those?
Wow.
Adina, I got something with that. I now become ready for my ideal relationship. I am completely ready.
And tell us.
I got that one. Your inner child, your little girl.
So the relationship with herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the highest affirmation that came out here is, life is about being happy, and I embrace happiness on every level. What are your thoughts?
Wow. Sometimes you think about everybody and you don't think about you too much.
I understand.
And I think so. At this age, I'm start thinking about me.
Oh, yes.
I
Yeah,
love you, Adina.
so important. We totally support that
Mhm.
and celebrate that.
Yes. Mhm.
Big breath.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate, your heart showing you how true that is, with all the emotional release. Yeah, but you absolutely deserve to give all of that love that you've given out to everyone around you and have it come back to you and all the wonderful effects.
And you are completely worthy of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
We don't know you that well, Adina, but you're such a blessing to our community, and we just love your spirit and love your energy so much. You're such a generous person of your heart.
Sometimes as I'm so sorry.
That's it, changed your whole screen there. I love this one too. I'm now thinking with super intelligence. So you're actually moving into a place of super intelligence. And then I am now completely healed. I'm gonna have to mute you there. I'm now completely healed. Instantaneous healing is completely possible. And I now allow it on every level of my being. And the final one here, I am powerful beyond my imagination.
Oh, wow. Last night I was saying something like that.
That's amazing. You're already sort of pre-tapping into it. And you have a quanta capsule, right?
I delete the whole thing on the tablet, and I was
Okay.
able to put the genius. I still need to upload I was looking for the email that you sent me.
Yeah, we can take care of that.
Yeah,
So I can
because
help you.
I
I can
don't
help you with that.
remember. I
That's
have
okay.
so many.
You can try re-downloading it just from the App Store. The Quanta capsules live in both of the app stores and can be easily downloaded from there. And then you can try to sign in, do forgot password, reset your password. If you're stuck and you can't log in, we can completely grant you the access and help you to log in properly. Okay, Mary, let's bring you back on. It's your phone. Your phone had a freak out moment. And oops, I'm trying to unmute you. You can unmute yourself, my dear, if you try.
And I don't see you anymore.
Oh, that's probably your phone changed something. We still see you. Let's go ahead and go to the aura and see how it's changed in the few minutes that we were running the frequencies for you, Adina. And then we're going to get your quanta capsule all snazzy and fixed up so I can send you these frequencies to your quanta capsule. So just try logging in by downloading it from the App Store. And if it's a boo-boo and not happening, we'll get it all fixed up. Wow, look at that.
Hallelujah.
Look at that, just streaming from heaven, from divine consciousness, all of that. Very solar plexus, very much, because there were affirmations about power in there, just really, really being in your power. That looks absolutely amazing. Looks really, really good.
And all the purple, the divine connection there.
Yeah, all that purple, all of that really high vibrational energy moving in there. It looks absolutely amazing. So I love it that we're able to send you some of these frequencies. Let me just see what I've got here. We're a little bit over time. Are you okay, Mary, for another couple of minutes?
I am okay. That was him just trying to let me know that he was not going to be in till 10 tonight. So
Okay, that's your son. Okay.
a long night.
Do you want to do a quick neuro remedy, Adina, with say the list of maybe 4 affirmations here?
That will be wonderful.
And then we'll check in one more time on your aura after doing that, and then we'll wrap it up for the evening. And yeah, I love this aura. I want to make sure they take a picture of it. But wow, the aura function of the genius is really powerful, Mary, isn't it?
Yes, and it's great when you're in a session. I have different, hour sessions, hour and a half sessions, the subscriptions, the groups. But when you're with someone either on Zoom or sitting there in person, and you can go back and forth. You run them for a certain amount of time and go back and forth, and they're just shocked at what it looks like. You know, they're really thrilled with how that can give them proof of how their energy field has changed. I've even
Totally.
had some people say, I bet I know what color it is, you know, and they'll say something, and a lot of times they're right.
Wow, that's amazing. That they have a sense of what's going on for them. So let's
Yeah.
go ahead. We're going to record this. So Adina, can you see what's written on the page there?
Yes.
So I'm powerful beyond my imagination. So just read each one from beginning to end, as there might be typos or something, just do the best you can. And just go ahead and now let me ask you something. Do you think you'd be up to reading these, going through it 3 times?
Yes.
Okay. I want everybody who's listening right now, watching on YouTube, listen to how the affirmation changes each time she reads it. I will start recording you reading from top to bottom in 3, 2, 1. I'm recording.
I am powerful beyond my imagination. I am powerful beyond my imagination. I am powerful beyond my imagination. Life is supporting me and helping me on every level. I am being quite guided toward the best time of my life. Life is supporting me and helping me on every level. I am being guided toward the best time of my life. Life is supporting me and helping me on every level. I am being guided toward the best time of my life. I am now one with the most happy life that cosmic law will allow for me at this time. I am now one with the most happy life that cosmic law will allow for me at this time. I am now one with the most happy life that cosmic law allowed me for me at this time. I now become ready for my ideal relationship and completely ready. I'm completely ready. I'm now become ready for my ideal relationship and I'm completely ready. I I now become ready for my ideal relationship and I'm completely ready. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward.
That I wanted to make sure you read all of them. We did run a little bit out of tape because I guess they reduced it to 1 minute and I didn't realize that, but I wanted you to have the experience of reading all of them. What was that like for you?
Open. It's like you have a tide and like hurt to open it and believe
Absolutely.
it and feel it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It was so profound because Mary, talked about you working on your relationship with yourself and your inner child. And it seemed like it got so emotional on that particular affirmation. What were you experiencing?
When I was reading it,
If there's anything that comes to mind, because you seem to get choked up on that particular one. That seemed to be
like
powerful for you.
like watching a movie, when you are watching a movie and you try to play the movie, but you're rewinding
Yes.
that.
Oh, it's amazing. That's profound. So there was a lot of clearing at that moment then.
Yeah.
Adina, you're amazing.
Gracias.
We're
You
so
guys,
honored to be part of your healing journey and so honored that you volunteered today.
no, I'm honored that you guys are helping me in this part of my life that I really need help.
Absolutely. You have all the help that you need.
Sometimes you talk to so many people, but in reality, you just don't really talk about you. You just listen and you are here to bless so many people. And sometimes I feel that I will receive blessings. Doesn't matter, I don't speak of my truth and
So, I mean, that is true, but I'm so honored that you are allowing us to bless you as you bless
yeah,
others.
Yeah. It's everything have a time, a specific
Yes.
time. And I believe this is my time.
Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. We're going to work on you more coming up.
And Adina, as you heal, we heal.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
Oneness.
I want to go back and see if there's a final change in the aura. And we've taken some screenshots of these, and then we're going to make sure we get these to your Quanta capsule. And thank you, Adina. Thank you so much for being part of this today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, my ladies, for this bless. This.
Oh my goodness. Look at that, the brightness. Look at all the ebullient energy. That's definitely your light, Adina. It's so powerful.
Love it.
Yes.
That's
my
beautiful.
granddaughter will say, this is the most delicious avocado.
Absolutely looks like that. And I'm going to run some
heart connection and that love and that healing coming in.
And the solar plexus, like a combination of the heart and power, the heart and the solar plexus coming together, which is an interesting combination, almost like the right use of power.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
All right, big hugs, Adina. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
No, gracias a ustedes. Thank you to you guys. And you guys want to learn Spanish, I'm here to teach you guys.
Yes, we're going to be coming to your classes and learning Spanish when you do your Spanish Genius classes, which are coming soon. And we're meeting about it on Monday at 3:00. So remember.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Blessings and love, Adina.
Gracias. Thank you, Ariel. Gracias, Mari.
Tina.
Oh my goodness, that was deeply satisfying. It just reminds me like how what an honor and a privilege it is to be a healer.
Yes.
And we're so blessed as we get to bless other people.
Yes, exactly.
So Mary, just final thoughts about you and your healing practice and anything you'd like to share with the people that are watching?
Oh, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to have these experiences. I mean, today with the Miracles Hour, we had another person have this kind of reaction with the aura, and to have 2 in 1 day is just miracles. It's miracles, Ariel. I just, it really fills my heart with joy to know that we're making a difference in other people's lives. And the genius is giving us the technology to be able to do that, being able to be on Zoom like this, having that connection. And with what's happened in the past couple of years, we as humans need that connection.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And it's nice that we're able to connect, even if we are far away, that vibrationally we're connected, and we can even do it made manifest by this technology.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mary. You're amazing. And thank you so much for taking time to be a guest on the Energy and Frequency podcast. Please give out your contact information one more time as people are watching so that they can reach out, connect, have a session with you. And a session with Mary is amazing. It's being deeply received and listened to, and she does wonderful work. So tell us about how to get in touch with you.
Okay, I will. And I'm excited. All of these miracles.
Say your website out loud though, please, because some people are watching on YouTube. And yeah, we can put it in the description, but also tell people just in case they're listening.
www.marysreflexology.com.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Mary, I'm going to let you go here as we sum up, but thank you again. Big hugs and love.
Yes. Same to you, Ariel. Thank you so much. You're amazing.
You're amazing. Thank you. And we have such amazing people in our whole community. So the Frequency and Energy podcast is here every single week at 4:00 Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Usually we just run for an hour, but today it really, Spirit really moved us to keep the energy flowing until we came to the natural conclusion of working with the wonderful Adina today. So thank you again to everyone, and we'll see you again next week. Take care, everyone. Be well. Bye-bye for now.